One of the questions I get asked the most is, which paint brand should I use? Or sometimes, what brand do serious artists use? And depending on who you ask, you might hear all kinds of answers. Teachers, other artists, or even the shop owners telling you that serious artists only use certain brands, usually the most expensive and the most prestigious one. Sometimes you even see a kind of hierarchy or quiet contempt around materials, as if your artist's value is tied to the price of your paint. Then you finally try painting with it. You're stunned by this pigment strength, and yet somewhere in your gut, you still think, why doesn't this feel like me? If you ever felt that, you're definitely not alone. I've made many episodes breaking down the technical, rational side of materials, but choosing paint isn't just a technical question, it's an act of self-definition. Today, I will share my views on paint isn't just a tool, it's an extension of your artist's personality. In the way I paint, wildlife, surrealism, mixed media, eco-friendly ideas, and all the tropical colors from my Malaysian childhood, I realized I need a very specific kind of paint partner. And funny enough, I started discovering that personality not inside the tube, but on the outside, in the packaging, the labels, the names. That's where you can begin to get a sense of who these brands really are. I spent a lot of time just studying packaging and labels at art supply stores. And the more I look, the more I realize how much personality each brand quietly reveals through these tiny details. Even the names on the tubes give you hints about what a brand really is. Let me take oil paints as an example. Old Holland feels like a living museum, a brand devoted to traditional, natural and rare pigments, following recipes that echo the Dutch masters. When you open their paints, it feels like touching a fragment of 17th century craft. And next, Maimeri has two voices. One is puro, all clarity and pure pigment. The other is their earthier tones, colors that feels like Italy's sun, stones, and old walls pressed into paint. There's a quiet Mediterranean warmth behind everything they make. Another one is Kusakabe. Kusakabe is meticulous and precise, a cool technician on the surface, but beneath it lies an aesthetic system rooted in Japanese philosophy. Their colors aren't simply named, they evoke, technical in structure yet quietly poetic in spirit. Williamsburg feels carved from the American landscape, bold, rugged, and carrying a slightly masculine energy. There's a pioneering spirit in the way its colors are made, as if a painter and a geologist sat down together to invent a new language. Gamblin speaks the clear, modern language of the contemporary studio. Transparent formulas, safer materials, and a system built for control, clarity, and environmental responsibility. It's paint designed to support the rhythms of today's working artists. Sennelier is the poetic heart of Paris. Creamy textures, soft French naming, and a romantic, light-chasing spirit that still carries the whisper of the Impressionists. Also worth mentioning, Winsor and Newton is the calm, dependable steward. Professional, organized, and quietly precise. Not dramatic, not nostalgic, just a clean, comprehensive toolkit you can trust for serious, consistent work. And finally, Michael Harding feels like a reclusive British alchemist, devoted, solitary, almost monastic about color. Small batches, single pigments, paint shaped by a deep, handcrafted focus. It feels less like buying from a company and more like collaborating with a maker who lives inside the craft. Once you start noticing these little choices, the names, the design language, even the typography, you begin to see how each brand reveals its character long before the paint comes out of the tube. It becomes surprisingly fun to read the stories they're telling outside the paint itself. And honestly, if you don't feel like analyzing every detail, you can just choose your paint with your gut. Sometimes believing in love at first sight is better than following what someone else told you is good for you or what the hierarchy says is the best. It's like choosing a handbag. You are drawn to the name, the shape of the tube, the typography, the color design on the packaging. That's not superficial at all. It's part of your daily ritual as an artist. If a brand makes you feel more like yourself when you paint, that alone is a perfectly valid reason to choose it. In the end, there's no single best paint brand. There's only the brand that speaks your language, the one whose colors feel like they belong in your world, whose personality quietly aligns with your own. Not the most expensive, not the most prestigious, the one that fits the way you think, the way you work, and the world you are trying to build on the canvas. Your art is personal. Your material should be too. Choose the brand you feels right in your hand, that makes you excited to paint, and that reflects who you are as an artist today.